In today's video, I'm going to share with you physical changes that have happened to my body since going vegan. Now, I've been vegan 3 separate times in my life, so I've had 3 different A/B tests of seeing what my body feels like right before going vegan and after going vegan. So I'm going to share with you some details. Some of them are pretty personal. Hopefully it doesn't make you feel too awkward. And if you tune into the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a few reasons why you might not want to be vegan. There's a few physical changes that seem to happen with your body that you might not actually want. Also, I want to make a disclaimer that I do not hold anything against those who do not eat a vegan diet. I myself have eaten meat and dairy for most of my life. I'm going to eat a lot of it in the future. I love the vegan lifestyle, but I have nothing against not being vegan. If this is your first time on my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you join the journey. I'm planning on publishing more videos about the vegan diet. So what's the first change? The biggest physical change I've noticed in my body going vegan is an increase in energy. So before going vegan, I would get tired like clockwork every day right after lunch. 2, 3 in the afternoon, I felt like I needed a siesta. After dinner, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, I'd get crazy tired. But since going vegan, I've been vegan now for about 3 weeks, and I don't feel like I need to take an afternoon nap. You know, yesterday I think I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning. Sure, I was tired at the end of the day, but I didn't feel like I needed to take a nap. I had pretty constant energy throughout the day. So I'd say by far, that's probably the biggest physical benefit I have noticed. Another physical benefit is that my mind feels clearer. Now, you might think, now this guy's a whack job. If you look at the video he did yesterday, he talked about being in his mother's womb. He's a nut job. His mind's just all over the place, all messed up. And you might be right, but my mind feels clearer than it did prior to going vegan. Feels more alert, feels clearer, easier to think, easier to focus, more relaxed and calm. It might not seem that way in these videos, but trust me, my mind is clearer. If you saw me in my non-vegan state, you'd probably be like, what? Another benefit to going vegan, and I hope this isn't too personal for you, but if you go vegan, you can probably say goodbye to constipation. Like, I'm telling you, things will flow through you. Your plumbing works great. When you have, you know, X number of servings of beans and fruit and veggies and whole grains every day, stuff flows through you like quickly. Another benefit is that your skin, my skin, clears up every time I go vegan. It's like, I mean, look at this skin. You know, since being a teenager, I've had pretty decent acne. It's not been as bad since I've been, 25 years old. It's kind of phased out over time, but my skin just, it kind of dries up, doesn't feel as oily. It feels a lot better. Back knee, nose knee, cheek knee, chin knee, you name it. It's like, it just goes away. And not just acne, but like I've got these weird, when you get older, how you get these weird growths on your skin, like moles and warts and stuff like that. Like I feel like some of those things get a little smaller when I'm vegan. So for example, I got this like weird little bump on my nose. It's like a little bump, and it used to be like a little bump. Now it's like a teeny tiny bump. It feels like it got reduced when my skin wasn't as oily and my skin doesn't feel as inflamed or sensitive. Another benefit I've noticed the last few weeks of being vegan is that I feel mentally stable. Now to you might think, man, this guy's crazy. Look at the way he talks. He had just published a video yesterday where he was talking about memories being in his mother's womb. This guy's a nut job. But just trust me, I feel more emotionally stable. And I think one of the reasons I feel more emotionally stable is because I have more energy to tackle the overwhelming tasks that I need to do in my life for work, family, church, you name it. Even if you think I'm a little crazy, I feel more stable. Editing 20,000 videos for YouTube and the Life the app can make a man crazy. Pray for me. Another physical benefit to being vegan is that I've noticed a lot less inflammation. By that I mean, like, how sometimes your muscles or your joints, they just feel kind of achy or not well oiled and it's just not as comfortable to move around. I feel like when you are vegan, for whatever reason, it feels like your joints and your muscles and your things that connect them, like it just you feel good. You feel well oiled. You can move around like this, and your body just feels good. It doesn't feel like it has inflammation. Like you can work out and your body doesn't feel like it hurts. I don't really know how to explain it, but I think it's a thing. Like inflammation is reduced. Your body does cool stuff, and just trust me. So another benefit I've noticed is that I don't feel congestion like in my nose, like the whole runny nose thing. Like I get that when it's the winter time, when it's cold and I go outside, I get this kind of nasal drip thing going on, but it's not like a constant thing, and I don't feel like I have to clear my throat all the time. It's easier for me to sing because I don't feel like I have all this mucus in my throat. Whenever I have like a glass of milk or some cheese, I just feel like the production of mucus goes way up. So it's a big perk. If you struggle with having constant, sniffy nose, congestion, clearing your throat, you might try going vegan. See if that, cutting dairy, if that makes a difference for you. Another benefit to being vegan is I feel like you aren't as hungry. At least I don't crave food as much. There's like a saying, about how you live to eat or you eat to live. And I feel like the American diet is more of a live to eat kind of a thing. Like dairy and meat is so tasty, so good. But when I go vegan, I'm sacrificing some of that super tasty food, but it makes the rest of my life feel like I have more energy and more health and vitality. And so, I don't know, is it a sacrifice worth making to give up an hour of, delicious richness in your food every day for a lifetime of energy? It's a toss-up, but I think it's worth it. That said, vegan food can also be extremely delicious. Going along with that, I feel like it's a lot easier to lose weight on a vegan diet than a non-vegan diet. Sure, you can gain weight on a vegan diet, especially if you're eating a lot of high oil foods, like you're just having tons of guacamole and stuff with oil in it, like peanut butter and fried chips. But if you're eating mostly whole grains, fruits and veggies, it's really hard to gain weight on that kind of a diet. You can eat plates and plates full of food, and it's hard to gain weight. There just aren't a lot of calories in vegetables and fruits and grains. If you do a vegan lifestyle and you just don't cake on the oils, you're most likely going to lose weight. Well, you made it. We're now towards the end of the video, and I'm going to share with you a few cons of a vegan diet that might make it so you don't want to go vegan. First one I would say is I've noticed when I am vegan, I feel like I get cold easier. So I'm outside without my jacket and I just start like shivering easier. It almost feels as if when I have meat in my body, it like burns, like in my internal fireplace, it burns at a higher temperature than celery and carrots and rice and whole grains. So if you're going on a trip to Antarctica, you might consider eating more meat because it might make your body warmer. Another reason to consider not going vegan is that it's not very popular in most locales. So, okay, it is popular online. It seems like it's popular. But, in hometown USA where I live, 95, 99% of my neighbors are not vegan. And so they might not relate to what you eat. It might be awkward socially to go over to someone's house. If you're not willing to compromise your vegan diet, it's going to be awkward if someone invites you over and they give you food, give you meat and dairy to eat, because it's in just about like everything in the American diet, it seems like. Another potential con to the vegan diet is that you have to be prepared. By that I mean it's very hard to have a vegan diet if you do not have peanut butter on hand, if you do not have hummus or beans, garbanzo beans that you can turn into hummus, if you don't have chips and tortillas on hand and wheat or oatmeal for breakfast, or fruits and veggies. It's just very hard to be vegan unless you are prepared. So it takes some planning to have a vegan diet, but in my mind, it's totally worth planning for it. Another thing I've heard, I don't know if this is entirely true, but I've heard that surgeons say if you don't eat meat, your muscle tissue won't heal as well after a surgery. That's just something I've heard. I've also heard that if you do a drastic diet change, going from a traditional American diet to a vegan diet or something like that, that your body, some of your organs could potentially have a negative reaction. Another con, and sorry, I don't mean to be crude at all, But if you eat a lot of beans, reactions take place in your body. Reactions that you may not want to take place. If you're surrounded by people, there's reactions that take place in your body that can make you smell differently. Not you, but like what comes out of you. Just FYI. Overall, I would say going vegan is way more beneficial for your body than not vegan. There's a time and a place to have meat and dairy. I think in general having whole grains and plant foods, all throughout your life is the way to go. I would highly recommend trying a vegan diet. If you've never done it, I'd highly recommend that you try it. I've done it 3 times now, and it feels amazing every time. The only reason I stop is because of convenience or because I want some delicious non-vegan food. Like I see a pizza and I'm like, oh, I want that pizza. Or it's like Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, come on, I can't be vegan on Thanksgiving. That's like so hard. So eventually what seems to happen is I eventually cave in. And then it's a slippery slope. Once you start eating non-vegan foods, you look in the fridge and like my eyes always go for like the high caloric food where I'm like, oh, cheese. Or I'm like, oh, chimichanga. Oh, yummy stuff. And I don't usually feel that way. I don't look in the fridge and like, what's the thing that can fill me up the fastest, the high caloric food? I don't look at like, ooh, the carrots, ooh. That just doesn't happen for me. Maybe it happens for you, but that happened for me. So I'd like to know, have you ever tried the vegan diet? If so, comment below. Let us know what you experienced. If you have experience with a different diet that's worked better for you, I'd love to hear it. If you think the vegan diet is a terrible idea, comment below and let us know why. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment if you want to. I love you all so much. I hope you are all staying safe in this COVID time. And I love you so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.